Hey, how's it going, y'all? Welcome back to the Gil Podcast. This podcast is about me, Gil, and the things that I'm currently obsessed with. On today's podcast, I want to talk about how creating content is like being an Uber driver and why you should stand on business in your relationships. All right, let's get started. So first thing first, I want to talk about my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is growing. It currently is at 897 subscribers. Now, to me, that's great. I remember being at 70 or 90 and thinking, I can never get past this. I can never get past 100. And I finally did. And I was going through my YouTube videos and picking it apart, thinking about how can I make this better? Or what changes that I implemented, because I did implement a couple of changes. I started to look what kind of like struck gold, or what things that I did differently besides consistency. Like a lot of people tell you, just be consistent, or you gotta just press record. It's more than that. And as I was thinking about it and editing a couple of older video descriptions and changing the thumbnails, that's what I basically was doing. I started to think about it. It was kind of relatable to a moment that I had back in 2014 to 2016 when I was driving Uber. So back in that day, I drove Uber and I loved it. It was great. I got to meet so many different types of people. I had so many great experiences, and I was able to, but initially it wasn't great. That's the thing. I had a hard time when I started Uber, and I made my experience better. Instead of just giving up, instead of just saying, well, they don't like me because I don't know, whatever the case was, I said, how can I make this better? Why would somebody want to ride with me? That's what I told myself. And I looked at my Uber profile picture, and in the profile picture was me looking pretty mean. I was mean mugging. Smizing. I was looking, in my mind, I was like, oh, I think I look cool in this shot. But I wasn't thinking about what would a writer think if they saw this profile picture? They'd probably say that I think this guy might try to hurt me. Like, I started to think about, what if somebody needed a ride and somewhere? Well, this guy looks like he might just cut me apart and sell my intestines on the black market. That's what I looked like. I know it's a dark thought, but that's literally what my profile picture looked like. To some people, you looked handsome. My wife is, of course, she's gonna say that, but I wasn't smiling. I changed the profile picture. And I think I changed the photos of my car. I don't remember if it was like that. I don't remember what else I changed, but I changed my profile picture and things got better. And honestly, I did the same thing with my YouTube. I updated my profile picture. I also changed my banner. The banner was bland. The banner was like an old banner from a couple of years ago. I also changed my thumbnails. I started to take my thumbnails a lot more seriously. One other thing that I did was change my video description, the static information as far as like what camera, what lenses that I'm using. I changed it and I made it a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more concise. And when I did that, I started getting a lot more engagement. And I even went a step further. When I was doing Uber, I was noticing, okay, I'm getting more people, but I'm not getting them to engage. I'm not getting them to tip, leave reviews. And so I said, I wonder, what is it like to be a writer with Uber? So I would book or, have somebody Uber me somewhere, and I would witness how a Uber driver would treat me. And I looked at the amenities that they had in their vehicles. I looked at the conversations we were having. I got into one guy's Uber or several guys' Uber, and they were giving me compliments. They were giving me tips about the location that I was in. They were engaging, and I was engaging back, and I felt wanted. I felt appreciated. I felt like, this is great. I felt cool. I noticed, when I'm doing Uber, I'm mostly just, I'm not talking, or I'm not talking enough, or the things that I'm doing doesn't doesn't make the writer trust me. So what I started to do was be more personable, give out compliments, give out information. I started to pay attention to the location that I was in, to be valuable to tourists. Hey, this weekend they have this event. So just letting you know so that they can be more aware and trust me and say, hey, that's cool. Hey, can we get your card so you can take us there since you know this neighborhood? It was really great to just learn from other people. And when I was doing YouTube, when I was, changing and taking YouTube more seriously, I started to look at other YouTubers. I started to see what they're doing, how they're doing things, how they are handling different types of topics. And one thing that I noticed, how Uber and being a YouTuber is so similar. Like with Uber, I have a rider who wants to get to a destination. They know where they want to go, and they're going to open up the app and they're going to see people. Some of these people are either further or closer. So they're going to go for the person that is closer. For YouTube, they'll be looking up, I don't know, how to clear a clogged artery. So this person is trying to learn how to clear a clogged artery because they're at death's door. They need to get this thing handled. They're going to whip up YouTube, and it's going to be a couple of videos, some sketchy names, a weird thumbnail, a weird username, and then they'll look at the duration. How long is the video? How short this video is. So then they'll click on the shortest video to get them to their point really fast. And the video is by this guy named, I don't know, Dr. Gil Bonanza. And then the person clicks the video and it's like, what's up, everybody? What's going on? This is Dr. Gil Bonanza. Ooh, you wacky doctor in my garage. I'm doing secret laboratory surgeries. And then he pops in and does a 30-second rock intro for the YouTube channel. And you're like, dude, I just need to learn how to clear my clogged arteries. And he starts talking about his accolades. And then he went to Bowel Movement University and all that. And I don't care. I just need to learn how to clear my arteries before I die. It's the same thing with Uber. This person's further away. This person is closer. This person is in the car. This person only has this type of vehicle. I need this. Okay, I'm just going to pick the person with the most ratings who's closer to me. They get to me, and that person is going to get me to my destination a lot quicker than the other person would, because they have better ratings, they're closer, and they have the vehicle that I believe that can take me there the fastest. With YouTube, it's the same. This person has a good thumbnail. This person has a clear username. It's not Dark Elf 2022. It's not even Dr. Gil Bonanza. It's just Dr. Gil, clear. This person has a lot of views, meaning people trust it, and it's short. Okay, I'm going to watch that video. They watch the video, and the doctor takes them from clogged artery to non-clogged artery in 2 or 3 minutes, versus the other videos that were like 45, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. This one is 2 to 3 minutes, and they're able to get to their point. Now the person finishes the video, and if the video is done right, you as a viewer immediately, this was great. This was refreshing. I want to subscribe as a thank you. And you subscribe. If it's a bad experience, if it's too long, or the points are not made, or it's too confusing, or it's just all over the place, you don't want to subscribe. And quite frankly, you don't want anything to do with this video. But if the video is concise, clear, to the point, it gets you to your destination, which is information and, knowledge, you want to subscribe, you want to comment, you want to let the person know you did a great job. Thank you so much for the help. My arteries are now cleared. You're amazing. You want to be able to even share this on social media or with your friends. That's what happened when I was doing Uber. People left great reviews. People tipped. People were really nice to me, with the comments. Well, people just afterwards, like after I dropped them to the destination, wow, this was a great conversation. Thank you so much. I really hope I, you know, work with you again, or pick me up again or something like that. I never got a repeat writer though. I thought that was like a thing. Maybe you can get like the same person over and over again. It never happened for me. But yeah, hopefully that made sense. I don't know if that made sense. In my head, it made sense. But I want to also talk about commitment or committing to a relationship. And the kids nowadays are using this term standing on business. I like to stand on business, but I also like to stand on business in my relationship. I notice a lot of people tend to put entrepreneurial endeavors ahead of their romantic relationships. And you could stand on business platonically. I love my friends and I do stand on business with my friends, but the love I have for my friends is like in a different quadrant of my heart compared to where my love is for my wife. My wife has my whole heart. Like she has it. And it's a different type of love and appreciation and affection. My heart is there for my entrepreneurial journey, but when it comes to my love for my wife, it doesn't even stand a chance. And somebody would say that, well, that's crippling you. That's crippling your growth. But I stand to differ simply because I can't do what I'm doing now. I can't create content without having the love and support of my wife, having my wife be just supportive, listening. It's not even financial, but because we both work, but it's more so like, I believe in you so much. If you want to get this, I believe in you. Yeah, I trust you. Here you go. And I'm using these tools, and I said hey, I'm going to start booking clients in here to do a podcast. This is what I really want to do. She's like, I stand by you 100%. It's a great feeling to say what you're going to do, and you do it for your wife or your husband. It's amazing. Not that they doubt you, but it's like they had full support of you and you push through. For your clients, it's like, yeah, they're paying you to do it. So it's like, yeah, you better had, did it. But when it's your loved one, you say, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this. And you do it. It's just the best feeling. And letting your wife down or letting your husband down, it's the worst. So I like to stand on business. And I remember years ago, maybe like around 2016, like 2015, this is while I was doing Uber. Check this out. I was doing photography, and basically I'll start work around 3 a.m. and I'll get off whenever we get off, maybe 1 p.m. or 2 p.m., depending on how busy the day was. And then as I'm getting off work, I'll turn on Uber and I'll tell Uber to, find rides or find people to drop off. So I'd work maybe an 8-10 hour shift, depending on the day, and do Uber for maybe 6 or 5 hours. And then depending on that day, if I have a photo shoot, I'll do Uber for 2 to 3 hours, and I'll have Uber give me the destination to that photo shoot. So if I'm getting off work, I would tell Uber, give me all the rides that lead me to Miami, which is where my photo shoot would be or something like that. And it was cool. I remember telling a veteran Uber driver that, and he's like, how did you come up with that? I'm like, well, you can pick the destination of, let's say if you want to go home, but he's like, yeah, I know that. I was like, but how did you think about that? It's like, well, I said, if I'm having a photo shoot, I would rather have somebody else pay me to go there. So it's like Uber's paying me to do the shoot, to go to the shoot. And then I go to the shoot and I'm being paid. And then I could turn Uber on to pay me to go home. And it's great. It's a life hack. And that was 2015. And I did that for like a year. And the point was I was grinding, super tired, not making time for my wife at all. And the thing was, we really needed each other around that time, but we also needed money. We were saving a lot for a home, and we ended up getting the house in 2017. But around this time, I'm grinding, hustling, saving. And it was one of those times where we were both doing what we needed. We were both doing what we needed to do, but there was not enough time together to do anything but sleep. And I remember I hung out with a friend of mine, and I was like, man, I'd much rather be with my wife today. And I just left. I left my friend and I hung out with my wife. And ever since then, I started to be more considerate and be more thoughtful. And my wife is okay. She's like, hey, if we don't have to hang out every day, but when we do, it's great. And this past couple of weeks, it's been really busy for me. So last week, I said no to a couple of shoots, a couple of client stuff, and I spent some time with my wife. We hung out, and then I said, hey, we're going to hang out these couple of days, but then I have a wedding that I need your help with. And she was more than grateful, because she's like, I get to spend time with you at home, going to the park, the beach. And then now I get to work with you on a photo shoot, on a wedding. Hey, I'm happy. And we talk all the time. We do check-ins. Hey, are you happy? What's going on? Everything okay? Or yeah, here's what I didn't like this week. Or here, it's not even like what we didn't like from each other, but it's more so, here's what bothered me at work, family, school, or wherever. And I get to learn and build my ever-growing relationship. A lot of people think when they get married, oh, you're married, that's it. And it's the same in regards to you get a business. Oh, I have a business. No, you have to pour into it. You have to stand on business. You have to stand on love. And for me, with my entrepreneur journey, I stand on business. I love what I do, but it fails in comparison to the love I have for my wife. And that's pretty much it. I just tell people who don't understand my relationship, hey, it's me and my wife, and it's content creating. So there's really nothing that comes close to that. And I tell people all the time, like, who would say, dude, you can't pick your wife. That sounds like she could be holding you back. I tell people, find love. When you find love, then come back and talk to me about entrepreneurial journey or success or knowledge or, breaking through and becoming full-time. Find love, and then we can talk, because I have been married for going on 12 years. I've been with my wife for going on 15. Let me do the math. Is it 15? Yeah, hold on, 20, 24. 15 years. I've been with my wife for 15 years. So yeah, it's a little different. But all right, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please comment down below. Let me know, what did you think? Did I make sense? And also shout out to Joe. He got my photography word search book. He's a real one. So if y'all want to be like Joe and support the YouTube channel, please get my word search book. I'm going to leave it in the description, or you can go to www.gildormius.com. That's GILDORMEUS.com/book, and it'll take you directly to Amazon. Speaking of the word search book, I'm actually working on a new book, a new project. It's about content creating. I want to talk about it on this podcast, but I don't want to leave all the details here. So I'm going to go to Patreon later today and actually delve into this new book, this new project that I'm working on. It's really dope. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, and If you want to support the channel like Joe, just buy my photography word search book or join me on Patreon. All right, y'all. Have a nice one. Peace. Thanks for listening.